beautiful mamas. So, welcome to Mama's First Monday. And I get so excited every time that I'm available to share with you guys, like, and open up with you because what I'm sharing with you are things that I've actually lived through or am living through so that I can help you get through this because I know that being a mom can be stressful. And it's so crazy because there's so many people that tell you how things should be, but they never tell you how they could be that way for you, or they don't always give you practical advice that you could use and that actually works. And for me, thank God, two things have happened. So I like to seek counsel. I seek people. I seek YouTube videos, books, coaches that can actually help me through a lot of things that I go through. And the reason I'm here is because a lot of those things that I have sought and learned about, I realized that us as moms could benefit greatly, tremendously from it. And one of the biggest things that we as moms should do, especially, so if you don't know who I am, I call myself the unprofessional mom because I do not do momming or motherhood the way we see it out there on social media, in our culture, in our society. I do it a little bit differently. I don't put my kids first. And I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't either. Whether you're a mom or a dad or any kind of parent or bonus parent or aunt, uncle, don't put the kids first because when you're doing that, you're actually giving them your worst and you're definitely just leaving yourself out there high and dry. So I teach people to put themselves first in ways that are empowering, that will empower themselves as well as their family, because it's all about helping you level up in life. Because who I've never heard anyone say, oh, I just want to die in debt, not living my life of not living the life of my dreams. Like, I've never heard anyone say that, but most people leave that way. Why? Because they don't have a plan, and in most cases they're not putting themselves first. And let's just be honest, society, culture teaches us to put everybody else before us, but that is just backwards. Okay, so I'm here to help you to kind of flip it around a little bit. And this is just so every day I'm giving you guys little tips, and today I'm helping you tame some tantrums, and one of the easiest ways that have actually helped for me. So today is episode 17 of Mama's First Mondays, and this one is all about taming tantrums with grace. And I'm going to get into it in a second, but I want you to think about the word grace, because a lot of times we hear it and we kind of know what we think it is, but I'm going to actually share with you what I think grace should look like, especially when it comes to taming tantrums. All right. So let's look at the problem. The problem is tantrums or aggressive emotions. And first off, I shouldn't even call these things problems. I should call them opportunities, because whenever you have problems, they're actually opportunities for you to actually create something better or learn something from it, and not have to keep repeating the same kind of thing over and over. So the opportunity here is to tame the tantrums with grace, tame the aggressive emotions. Okay. So the very first thing I want you to think about, though, is to respond and not react. So respond to it, don't react to it. So the question here is, so what do you mean respond? What do you mean don't react? So when you react to something, you're not really thinking about it. Like, most people think that they're always thinking, but mental activity and thinking are two different things. Like, actually thinking something is like you actually figuring something out. And most of us don't even want to figure stuff out. We just think that this mental activity we have is okay. And if that's something you're okay with, then that's fine. Not saying that it's bad for you, but for me, I'd rather take that time to actually think, because the more we think, the more we strengthen our brain muscle, the more we strengthen ourselves. I mean, because I don't know, it's just something about that thinking power that actually floods through your cells, your nervous system, that actually helps you. It's like a shot of dopamine sometimes. But here's the deal. I want you to actually think about how you can respond, how you can not just react to something. The first thing you have to do is be aware. Be aware that you are upset. Be aware of that, of the feeling that you're feeling, of that emotion. Be aware of it, because if you're not aware of it, what's going to happen is it's going to take control and it's going to do what it does. And it's going to be a reaction from you. But either way, that reaction that came from you is still you, it's a part of you. So you have to deal with those consequences. So if you are like me, for example, with my oldest, because I had my youngest when I was 19, I was 3 months shy of 20. And so a lot of the stuff I did was based off reactions. And I of course I've apologized to her for that. And I'm learning. And I used to tell her as she was younger, I was like, look, I'm growing, I'm learning. And then my younger three are 9, 7, and 5. So I had them in my 30s. But here's the here's the crazy part. And the crazy part is that I reacted a lot, and but as I was growing, as I was, raising her, I started to grow and I started to learn. And the crazy part is that I actually did learn because I realized I did not want to leave that scar on my baby, my oldest, who's now 21. And I definitely don't want to leave it on my younger ones. So if I don't want to leave that scar, because whatever they hear me say all the time, if they see me reacting, all they remember is this is how mom wants to be. Mom was so rude. Mom was so brash. Mom was just, I don't want them to think that of me. And I don't want your kids to think that of you because whatever you do, whatever you say, it's going to be like a playing loop. It's going to be like a video, a movie or something in their head that they see all the time. And it's going to inflict this kind of emotion, which could be what happened to you and why you react as well. Could be why I reacted. I don't know. But and the thing is, my parents didn't react as much as unfortunately some parents do, but it just depends on your upbringing. But here's the deal: I want you to react less and less and less and less as you go through this. So let me just talk about grace first off. So you want to tame a tantrum with grace. And when you tame a tantrum with grace, first you have to be aware that you're angry before you do anything. Do not punish, do not discipline out of anger. And I believe that punishment is discipline in anger. That's what I believe. So when you discipline them, make sure that you discipline them with respect and compassion regardless. So to me, grace is you acting with respect and compassion regardless of what the other person might deserve, regardless of what you think they might deserve. You're going to react with respect. Well, you're going to respond with respect and compassion. Okay. So promise right now, hand on your heart. I promise to respond with respect and compassion. I promise to respond with respect and compassion. And I promise when you do that, that's going to change your world. It's not only going to change your parenting world, it's going to change your personal world. It's going to change how you interact at work. It's going to change how you interact at your business. It's going to change how you interact wherever you go. So respond with respect and compassion, and you're going to be on it. So now for the solution part. The solution, take a moment away from the stress or reverse timeout. So story for myself, my 7-year-old has been having tantrums that have been like off the Richter scale. And I think if you follow me, you probably heard me say this in some other areas, but from a scale of 1 to 10, she was probably on 100. Yeah. Like yesterday, she complained about us not having spaghetti. And she gave it to me. She said, I want spaghetti. And she was just hollering. It was just crazy. It's crazy. All right. And we're like, we don't have spaghetti. And we kept telling her all the other things we had, and she just wanted spaghetti. And back in the day, I probably would have got a whipping for that. Because, we see that it's disrespectful, but we were calm and we let her know what was in there. And we let her know we're not getting spaghetti and you can't hurt anyone else. If you need to go by yourself, you can go. And then that morning, it was the same thing. She didn't want to get ready for school, had a whole fit. She didn't want to do anything, just crying in the middle of the room while I'm trying to help her. And this is where I did the reverse timeout. So instead of actually putting her in timeout, I put myself in timeout to give myself time to calm down so that I can just respond. And so this is what I want you to do. I asked her, I said, baby, I need you to just hop out of my room for a minute. Just hop out. I need a moment. Let me get myself together. And I said it calmly. I didn't raise my voice. I said it calmly. And she understood. I don't know what happened, but because I responded in a calm manner, she just walked out the door. And I closed it, and I believe she sat right outside the door. And I closed the door for a minute and just breathed in and breathed out for a minute. And I kind of gathered my thoughts, thought about what I was thinking about, and realized, okay, this is not how we want to do it. We're not gonna start to say like that, because how we start our mornings dictates how our days are going to go in a lot of cases. So So I just calmed down. It only took me about 30 to 60 seconds. And so I opened the door back. I said, okay, baby, I'm okay. If you're ready to come in, you can come on. And she wasn't ready. I said, well, when you're ready, I'm ready. And so finally she came in, and you all, everything was fine. Like, she just started doing what she had to do. I started asking questions. I didn't point the finger. I didn't blame her. I treated her with respect and compassion, regardless of how I felt like I should have done things, or regardless of how I felt like she should have done things. It's not always about me. It's not always about us. Sometimes we have to remember that our kids are little humans, and they're learning the ropes of life. So if you treat them with respect and compassion to kind of guide them through those slippery slopes of life in those times, well, heck, tantrums in this case is a slippery slope. Guide them through those so that they can find their way through without, that loop in their head that's calling them crazy or dumb or stupid, whatever. You get it. So I just want you guys to take the time and don't let these tantrums or aggressive emotions take over you or your family or your kids. And I want you to do that by responding, not reacting, and taking a reverse time out. Take a moment away from the stress. Let your kid know, hey, I can't take this right now. Give me a moment. I'll open the door back when I'm available. I'll come back when I'm available, when I'm ready. And take that moment for you. And that's how you put you first. Put you first there so that you can show up better for the kids. And that's what I'm all about, putting you first. And when you put you first in that situation, that's when it all works out. Okay, so as usual, I love to make sure that my mamas have all the resources that they can use to make sure that they are actually putting themselves first. And I do have a copy of the Me First checklist. This checklist helps you all put yourself first. And it is theunprofessionalmom.com/me first checklist for moms. And this checklist is going to help you pretty much create a game plan for you putting yourself first. It'll pretty much set the foundation because you want a good foundation. And if you want to go further with me, I would love to, but I'd like for you to try it out. Don't just go all in. I want you to take the trial. You can go all in the trial, and if you go all in the trial for just $2, then if you decide you want to go further with me, you can go further with me. But I don't want you to make any rash decisions. I want you to actually literally think about it. And if you are interested in my new book, so I have a new book. I wish I had a copy of it up here with me. It's a journal. And this journal, you all, is one of my favorite journals because it's a compilation of the things that I've learned through the YouTube videos, the books, the coaching sessions, all those things. I put it all in one little journal for moms to kind of help us set the tone for our day. So if you're interested in that, just go to theunprofessionalmom.com/shop, scroll down a bit, and you will see it. I believe it's about mid-page where you'll see the Grateful Mom Journal, which is, like I said before, one of the best journals that I have ever had. But of course, I would say that because it's mine, but it's really changed my life. But you get to decide if it's going to change your life. And if you are a part of the Me on Purpose blueprint, the trial, even in the trial, because the trial is full access, what's going to happen is you could actually download a copy of the journal. Yes, it's free in there. So once you're in there, it's a bonus. You just download it. So if you want to hop in that trial, you can hop in that trial and you can download that. All right. So beautiful mamas, I am so grateful for your time. It means a lot to me, but I am hoping that you will use this. Go in there and tame those tantrums with grace. Okay. Remember, respond, don't react, and give yourself a timeout before you react. All right. Well, I love you, beautiful mamas, and I will see